Alright, let's continue this. Hooded head, doctor shirt, human legs, barrel body, throw bones, sword, and shield. Hooded head. These are some goofy enemies. Just random objects. Okay, well, you know what? For now, I think we have more than enough. There's already a lot that needs to be done as it is. So, so for the roadmap, let's see. So we have the level templates. Dungeon, crypt, graveyard, and castle. Dungeon, crypt, graveyard, and castle. These are the lists of all the things that need to be created. I mean, excluding this, obviously. Okay. Ideas. Most problem with it, these are all the things that need to be animated. Run a test for the chat, make sure everything is working. Here we go. Okay. Level content, level templates, shopkeeper, enemies, bosses. Yeah, so we have bosses to do. So we can take this, let's see, what was it? Control Shift F6? Strike the Alt Shift 5. Alt Shift, okay, so we have enemies, we have bosses. Level templates. We're not gonna go with more level templates, not now. Level content. Okay, so level content. Level content are things like barrels and stuff. Should I even be putting these things in? Dungeon, crypt, and castle. These are like arbitrary items found in the levels. Special abilities. That's something I also need to do. So this special tree. The special tree, that also needs to be developed. Right. Okay. Right. Biological, ghastly, undead, and monsters. So these are going to be the tiers that you can develop your skills in. You'll be able to pick one of them. having a skill tree is like a whole new dimension. What's with lo-fi music and like drug confrontation sound clips? Or maybe it's just like one single musician that just writes all these things. Oh man. Okay. So Ghastly. So we do the Paranormal Anger. Lightning strikes. Green lightning. Strike various enemies. Okay, Paranormal Anger. What was the... Where did I write the Green Lantern thing? Green Lantern. Oh, it's that thing. Okay. Ghastly, Paranormal Anger. So this is the... Okay, so... Purgatory Fire. That's gonna be the Green Lantern thing. Spawn a Ghostly Gatekeeper with a green fiery fury. Yeah. Green fire lantern. Lantern shoots green fireballs. Can't spell to save my life. Lantern shoots green fireballs. Shoots green fireballs at enemies. Oh man, there also needs to be like a pistol animation. Good lord. Okay, so for that we'll need to insert one to the left. So moves. We'll say player moves. All of this has to be written down. Otherwise you have no sense of scope of your game. Okay, so run. Dash. so swipe. One, two, 3, 4 times. Okay, so we need block. We'll need not, okay, so not dash, sprint. Sprint, dash. Ooh. Just came up with that idea. An idea for an enemy. But I'm not sure if that should be like a generic enemy, if that should be an enemy for one of these areas. Or it could be one of the Warlock's abilities. Okay, so abilities we have staff hits ground to spawn fiery skulls. How the hell? Yeah, okay. So we got fiery skulls. Then we have, okay, claws, arm, to spawn a fire burst beneath a target player. Beneath the target player, a marker will grow below the player. So the marker will let the player know that there's a fireball that's about to burst beneath them. So they have time to actually react and move away and dash away, basically. And let's do like raise the dead. Kind of like in Diablo 2. Well, there's raise the dead, and the dead are the ones that we've slain. But there's also raise the perished. No, the perished are the ones that we've slain. The dead ones are the ones that... okay. Raise the dead, skeletons. No, skeletons are belonging to the crypt area. So we'll do... And zombies belong to the crypt area too, so what the hey? I'm thinking that if you slay an enemy, the one that can be revived, I'm thinking that you should be able to... Like, it has a timer before it dissipates or disappears. So if the Warlock ends up reviving him within that timer, then it brings the enemy back to life. Otherwise, you know, no dice. Ha! Raise the dead. That's kind of what I'm thinking. The brute is the note, tombstone wielding mass of muscles. Okay. Tombstone wielding mass of muscles. I already have the concept art piece for that, so at least I know which direction I'm gonna go in. Not all of these things will necessarily require concept art. I mean, they're kind of... Some of these things are kind of generic. Plus, we're working with pixel art. I mean... There's so much detail from the concept art that cannot be translated into pixel art, just because of the medium limitations. You can suggest stuff, but that's as far as it goes. Apothecary Phantom. We already have a concept art for that. Ghoul... So these guys are the ones that can be revived. So I think the ghoul can only revive... yeah, I think the warlock, I should say, can only revive the ghouls. Okay, we have the slime, we have this flying slime. So this is actually like a slime with wings, not just a floating piece of slime. Wings drooping on the floor. Now, the flying slime and the regular slime, I think they should leave like a poison trail. Leave poison trail. Same thing will go here. Leaves poison trail. Shoots slime darts. And I'm getting some of these ideas from, you know, this guy here. Ghost head, human arms, octopus, bear carcass. I'm gonna, you know what, I don't like the ram head. Like, I can do with ram head, but hooves, hoof legs, quadrupod body. I mean, we're going too far into, like, mythical creatures now. Abilities ramming, that could be an ability. Not much for the rest of this stuff, though. You know what, there's actually, let's see. Google Sheets, last cell with data. There's got to be a way to pick the last cell that has data in it. The last cell in the column. Cool, that's actually what we need, but we'd have to move this whole generator up there. Okay. There's no last function, which would seem useful. Okay, cool. You can actually create a formula that returns the last in a cell, but in this case this would be the last one, so all of this stuff would have to be moved up there. That's kind of cool. Well, actually, hold on. Count A, that's what it's supposed to be doing. What the hey? Okay, so what if we go T4, from T4 to just T. Right, so that's to be expected, so I'm gonna go ahead and move this guy down here. I'm gonna move these guys up here. Hey, look at that. Ghost head. So that returns the last of those, so if I go and say T, that should be only returning the last item in this entire row, ever, always. And no errors shall ever appear there. Nice! Amazing. So, let's see if it propagates well. Almost. Oh yeah, okay. So, I think it's because the formula is using this little symbol. Okay, so if I propagate it that way... Hey, look at that! Mad Dog Pro, how's it going? Thanks for dropping by. Okay, so finally the thing is working. So I can actually dynamically change these guys. So no octopus legs, screw that. I don't want, like, octopus body. Yeah, I don't want any animal parts. Animal parts just feel so mythical. What's up with the game I was watching you make? Well, the game has reached the end of the scope of the idea, so I shelved it because there's not a whole lot that I thought about the game. It was kind of a spur of a moment thing. And that's what happens when you don't think a game through. Somebody said, it was one of the GDC presentations, somebody said, no scene is worth a movie, and no line is worth a scene. And that's what happened in my case. I made an entire game based off of one single scene, which was the scene of the 4 players flying through a dark cavern. That was like literally the entire idea. So unless I want to sit down and develop the idea a lot more, like a lot more, it would just kind of get to the point where it gotten a little stale. Now it still has educational value to it, because even if the game is not like completely made, I can still technically finish it. And it would still be good educational content, if not, you know, gaming. The gaming side of it, the game experience is not entirely there. But it would still be better if that experience was well thought through, because that adds value to both the game and the educational content of it. So instead of spending a lot of time essentially developing a new idea, at that point is what it was, I decided I'll put it away, and I'll concentrate on some of these ideas that I've already started and shelved for other reasons. Like, for example, with this one, I didn't even shelve it. I've written down the idea. This was actually the very first, this is the very first educational project. That's not just a game, that's also an educational production video, how to make a game. So I decided, I'll go back to this and I'll work on this and we'll see how it goes, right? Because I actually really like this idea. It's inspired by a game called Crawl, but there was a lot of things that I did not like about that game. So I decided to take the good things from it and, you know, try to fix the bad things about it. So yeah, controller supported. What's Crawl about? Crawl is a pixel art. It's like they say it's a co-op game, but it's more of a competitive. It's basically you and 3 other players start out in a room and you have to battle each other. And it's basically a battle for whoever stays alive for the longest. The one who stays alive remains to be human. The other 3 become these like ghosts that are supposed to hunt down the other player. Right, so it's competitive, right? Which has entertainment value in itself, but to me that, you know, I was expecting more something along the lines of Castle Crashers, but with, you know, pixel art and various monsters and various abilities. So, you know, it has a niche market. People like that game. In my case, however, I wanted something different. I don't want to play against my friends. That's like, it doesn't appeal to me, right? So that game was not particularly for my niche market. I like more competitive games, which is why, you know, I figured this project would be a nice little thing to do. You know, take the same concept, but instead of making it competitive, make it cooperative. And another thing is that the soundtrack for this is going to be, is actually going to be metal. Metal maybe combined with some 8-bit stuff, but mostly metal. Right? So this was just kind of me building the prototype and checking for, just checking how the game would look like and how the game would feel like, not so much look like. So, you know, so far, not bad. I like it. So what I'm doing right now is, before making any other assets, I need to make a list of all the things that I need to do for this game. So here I have, you know, I've made a little monster generator, so you can basically go in here and you can create various monsters, like one with armor, helmet, slime arms, armor leg plate, ghostly body, pass through walls, and has horns, right? Or it randomly generates like the various combinations of these aspects, like ram head, skinny arms, human legs, chest plate, body, armor, chest plate, and sword, shield. I think something's wrong here. No. Yes. Why is armor, chest plate here? That's the ability. It's supposed to be body? Yeah. That's kind of weird. Okay. So I can add various things to these tables, and I can randomize the results, right? Like most of these are going to be pretty useless, but sometimes it gives you an idea for something that does work, which is what happened to me when I was looking through these suggestions. Plague mask, claw arms, human legs, armor, chest plate, ramming is the special ability, and weapon of the sword and shield. I can actually copy these headings here. Right? Yeah. What have you been up to? Okay, so right now I'm basically going through the special abilities because I wanted to take a break from creating monsters. I've already made a few, right? And you do have to make them in a way where they're unique and they're not repeating. They're not like repeating across one another, which is realistically what this particular tool was made for. This will create a large amount of combinations. I'll be playing Minecraft a lot more. Ooh, man, I have a project that I want to do for Minecraft. It's a Minecraft styled PC computer case for one of my other YouTube channels. I'm not talking about like any of the PC computer cases that have already been done. I want the 3 sides, right? This would be like a wall-mounted PC case that would be running nothing but the Minecraft server, and it would display Minecraft textures on the 3 sides that are facing the user or facing me, right? And it would basically animate through various Minecraft textures one by one. I think it would be a pretty cool project. So I want to make a video on it with some CGI for explanations. And if you take a look behind me, there's actually the camera and the teleprompter ready to set up. So I just gotta, you know, shave and shoot the video. Okay. So monsters. Okay, biological. So acid puddle, swamp, lake. Okay, So this is gonna be a swamp lake spawns with vines or like tentacles or something, with mud hands. With mud hands, dragging. Okay, so if I'm gonna do things like dragging enemies into the swamp, that means I'm gonna have to custom animate each enemy with an animation. That's a lot of work, especially with how many enemies there are. We're gonna have the swamp lake. Swamp lake spawns with mud hands, or maybe not mud hands. We'll say that slows the enemies down. Slows the enemies down. What else does it do? Should it do anything else? Okay. Acid puddle deals acid damage. That's pretty self-explanatory. The undead have the tomb rise, and ooh, this would be a pretty fun one. Tomb rise. So we're talking about demise. Okay, so the demise is going to be an interesting one. A tomb and grave spawn beneath a target. Spawn beneath a target enemy, dragging it to the grave. Once again, this is like, I'm gonna have to come up with some sort of a creative way to animate them all. Like, maybe what I'm thinking is I can turn the enemy black. I can, or not a tomb and grave, but a casket will spawn behind the behind a targeted enemy, closing on it, dragging it to the grave. Or, well, yeah, closing it and falling into a hole in the ground. Afterwards, the hole will basically disappear and despawn. So it'll be a cool little ability. And, jeez. Hey Sarge, how's it going? I'm working on the asset list of all the things that we need to make the abilities. Maybe. We maybe need to make the... Hell, PewDiePie, of course. T-Series is winning because of the demographic, not because of talent. Alright, man. Have a good night. Okay, so the eye laser is going to be a blob of flesh spawns out of the ground and shoots an eye laser. God damn it. Jesus. Eye laser at random enemies. The picture's probably blurred because of the stream resolution. I mean, I'm pretty sure my stream resolution is alright. Let me check. Yeah, it seems alright on my side. So it really depends on your streaming settings. Yeah, it could be the internet connection. Okay. So eye laser, purgatory fire, demise, the monster one. I need the monster one. What can we do for monsters? Aside from like spawning hordes of some monster units. Jeez. I can't spell for shit. Okay. Eyeball horde, even though I said, what can we do besides hordes? But I think this might actually look pretty cool. And it's probably the same, it's gonna be the same eyeball as this guy. As these eyeballs here. If we're talking, you know, Monster Mash. We'll definitely need some sort of an attacking animation just to see the queue. That still can't get over that. Oh boy. I'll definitely need the roll, because you can run out of stamina. Although, what happens when you do run out of stamina? I mean, okay, this will be a learning experience then. So if you try to roll when you run out of stamina, you will roll very slowly. So rolling at that point would be pretty redundant. You can't dash, so you need to make sure that you don't use all of your stamina. Let's see. Eyeball Horde. We'll have to come up with some stronger ones. For sure. Come on. So bosses we're good with. We don't need any more bosses, so these can be green. Level templates are good. We need level content. I think we'll need to work on the abilities. Player moves, I think, are good. Every player move has to be animated. Okay, and enemies have to be worked on as well. Whoops. Oh, for God's sakes, you and your ads. Okay. Player moves, run, sprint, swipe, level templates. Dungeons. The stretcher. Iron Maiden. So boxes, or crates, I should say. Boxes, crates. Coffins. Caskets. Coffins. Torture equipment. Okay, so this is also... Coffins would be relevant to the crypt, as well as the dungeon. Bookshelves, rail carts, railways, not bookshelves, but it's like pedestals. Pedestals, torches. What else? I'll do vases. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Some of these things I'm actually getting from the concept art test that I did. So some of these things I already kind of came up with. Okay, dungeon content. Most of these things can actually still can be broken. But maybe I should do here what I was doing with what I was gonna do with Child of Ether, where instead of chopping down the trees would just look damaged and they would drop whatever they had to drop. So in this case, you're not destroying some of the level markers, so to speak, that tells you what this level looks like. Okay, so we got that castle. Armor stands. Statues. What else? This is anything and everything. So we're looking at windows, curtains, carpets. Weapon posts, displays. Weapon. The weapon display. When I look at a, let's see. Castle interior. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so we got bookshelves right off the bat. Okay, so in this case, these are not just bookshelves, these are old bookshelves. And these are bookshelves. Flashback to Mario. Or Luigi's Mansion. Okay. What else? Tables, chairs. And look, the importance of concept art. Concept art research, I should say. Yeah, see, like that. That's not very useful. Good lord, look at that ceiling. Chests. We should say old chests. And this is gonna be new chests. Well, new-ish. Fireplaces. I'm gonna have to make sure that some of these are decorative and some of these are items you can use. Actually, I might actually do that now. To the left, to the left, to the left, to the right. Okay. So I'm gonna destructible, and this is gonna be ornamental. Or yeah, ornamental. Okay. Coffins, fences are not. Tombstones are not. Statues are not. Okay, so stretcher. Iron Maiden, boxes, crates. So stretcher and ornamental. Or Iron Maiden or ornamental. Boxes, coffins. Old bookshelves. Rail carts. These are just, yeah, level designs, rail carts, railways, pedestals, torches, vases, and old chests. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, destructible, windows, ornamental, curtains, carpets, weapon displays. You know what? Some of these things have got to drop something. Bookshelves, not. Tables, not. Bookshelves could. Chairs, not. Chests, yes. Fireplaces, not. Okay, so in this case, fences, tombstones could drop something. Statues could drop something. Vases, old chests. Okay, stretcher, no. Iron Maiden could be. It is a container. Old bookshelves, sure. Rail carts, no. Railways, no. Rail cart could be a container. Pedestals, maybe. And torches, no. Okay. Alrighty. We have these sort of cabinets. What have they called? Candle stands? Let's see. Candle stand. Okay. Now, I think enemies should also have some inanimate objects that pose a threat to the player. So the crypt had a spawn book. Let's see. Let's create a note. A pedestal with a book that spawns enemies if player gets too close. Must be destroyed. Must be destroyed to stop spawning. That's pretty much all that book will do, right? Orb. So this is pedestal orb. And there's still the crypt. Should it be the crypt or wait? Why do I have two crypts? This is not the crypt. This is dungeon. Sungeon. Come on. Dungeon. Wait, come on. The pedestal orb, I think, could actually be more generic. Insert 5 rows, not like that, thank you very much. I need insert 5 cells, shift down. There we go. So pedestal orb. This is going to be, let's insert a note. A crystal ball on a pillow on a pedestal. Shoots something. What? Like fireballs? Blue fire balls at a player. Okay, and this is gonna be like a generic thing. So, spawn book. And the spawn book would actually be in the crypt area. Hooded head, human arm, skinny legs, slime body, life poison trail, leaves poison trail, armor helmet, claw arms, octopus head, human arms, pants, most important. Withered body, pass through walls, hands. Ghoul head, armor arm plates, slime slug legs, armor body. Throws potions. Okay, I don't think I have a thing that throws potions. Throw potions, that's just, you know, that's that guy. Oh, there's two places. Okay, well, yeah, obviously. So... would that be in the dungeon? Or would that be... in the castle? Actually... we can have exploding chest. You get close to it, you try to break it. It will fire up, and it'll give you like a split second to dash backwards. I think that'll be a fun little tool, fun little enemy. Exploding chest. When hit, gives a split second before exploding, or split second for player to escape before. Cyberek, how's it going? How are you? Thanks for dropping by. What are you looking to get out of this stream? Would be my question to you, sir. Do you want to test my game for the game jam? What game jam? What's the game about? Mini Jam 23. Theme is time. What's the game? What's the game about? Itch.io? Platform puzzle. Let's see. Submissions. Hat TV. Ooh, somebody's got an interesting one. Huh. Okay, so you have... What's the name of the game? Time Leaper. I see. '13th place. Really? Time Leaper. I see. Published 4 days ago. Cyber. All 56 games. Well, not bad. It's pretty good. Timeleaper.exe. Cool. Alright, well, I'll check it out. Let's see. Let's get rid of the thing. You know, actually, let me not do that. I need that space. Okay. So, exploding chest. What else? Ooh, you know what? We can make a enchanted bookshelf. So the enchanted bookshelf will spawn, spawns enchanted books, enchanted flying books that open up and shoot, let's see, list through pages, shooting various spells at player. Man, I would have to code in a system where something like this actually assigns books to target certain players, right? So that it doesn't just spawn a bunch of books that target one single player. Man, am I hungry. Okay, these inanimate objects are pretty good. What else? Zombies in maid costumes. That's... Enchanted bookshelf. What else? For the non-physical items. I might actually do the same thing I did over here. Right? Take all of this. Offset. So we have generic. We'll insert a column. Whoops. To the right. To the right. To the right. But once again, every additional item I put in here is going to be an additional item I have to design and animate. So, insert to the right. Okay, so we're gonna say... Okay, we're gonna have more or less organic and inanimate. And by inanimate, I mean things that would otherwise be inanimate. So, inanimate. I believe that's how you spell inanimate. I'll keep your game open in one of the tabs so I can check it out after the stream. Thanks for sharing. Let's see. Not alive. Yes, I know that. Did I spell that right? Inanimate. Yes. Okay. And then alive. Or just live. You know, from some of the talks that I watched on game development, it seems to be very easy to get lost in this perpetual idea generation state, where you think you don't have enough, you don't have enough, you don't have enough, and then you end up wasting too much time thinking of the various ideas, and then even more time creating all those assets, and lo and behold, at some point you come to realization that you have too much and you've wasted a lot of time and your game hasn't made a lot of progress, and you've just exponentially added a whole bunch of stuff to your plate. Alright, so okay, crypt. So let's say this is a statue. And I know we already have a statue, but that statue is actually an inanimate object. So in this case, this is an enemy statue. So it's pulls fence piece, spiked fence piece out of the ground and throws at player as a spear. Okay, I think that would be a pretty cool thing. Ooh, crypt. Moving tombstone. I don't know what it does, but it sounds creepy as hell, so I wanna just at least write it down. Moving tombstone. Okay, let me freshen up on the ideas. Can you imagine just being in a cemetery and this tombstone starts like moving towards you? Creepy, man. Creepy as heck. Oh, jeez. I definitely need to add some glow to those light rays. Also, I need to make sure that the light rays extend all the way to the top of the screen. Otherwise, this kind of looks weird. I can envision this. With all the stuff that I've already put into the spreadsheet, I can definitely envision it. Another thing is, something I'm gonna have to think of is pacing. I think so. Pacing. So if you enter a room full of enemies, I don't think you should... Yeah, I don't think you have to get all the enemies to attack the player all at once. Alright, there's got to be some sort of like a pacing thing. Either go by volume, so meaning volume of levels, amount of levels I should say. So more levels with fewer enemies in each level. So you basically drag out your entire game by the... Well, I wouldn't say drag out, but you spread the challenge evenly. So maybe that could work out. Okay. All right. So let me go back to the spreadsheet. I do have a master object, this object master. I think that that object will have to be responsible for, let's see, assets. These are all the assets that need to be created, or assets list, I should actually say. Right? Okay. Okay, well, I think I got quite a bit done here. I think we have enough for the time being. I feel like if I'm going to start working on this, I will know later on what I need to improve on and what I need to add. Maybe I'll get some ideas and I'll write them down as I go. But now, let me not stress about making this a complete list. As I said, every single item I add here, I need to animate. That's a lot of assets to create already. So we'll keep it the way it is right now, and I'll move on to the next step, which is when I come up with the visual look of it. So we'll come back to this, and we'll